Welcome everyone to our junior forecasting part 1 lesson. So next week you will actually be doing your forecasting during your advisory. So it's really, really important that you're here today and then also here again next week. Today's goal is going to be completing your 4-year plan, and you're going to upload that onto my drive in your score account. So for those of you who maybe aren't sure what forecast or what we mean by forecasting, it's basically pre-registration, and you're predicting what classes you're wanting to take next year. And this is really important because it helps us on the staffing side decide what classes that we're going to be offering to our students next year. So for today's goal, we are wanting you to complete your 4-year plan, and this was sent to you, the PDF was sent to you in your student email, and then you're going to upload this onto my drive in your score account and email it to your counselor. So today, we're hoping that you are able to understand your transcript, and this was also sent to you in your email, your student email, your personal transcript. We're going to have you check your graduation requirements and see where you are as you head into your senior year. We'll have you make a GPA goal or think about, what GPA goal you have. Think about your PEP, which is that personal education plan that we had you do last week. Familiarize yourself with the Ashland High School Catalog and learn more about English selectives and elective courses for next year, and then complete your 4-year plan and upload it to your score account, and again, email it to your teachers, which is really, really important.
Okay, and going over our transcripts today. As Bree said, hopefully you got a copy of yours through your email, your school email. And it's important to understand what this looks like. It looks like a jumble of letters and numbers and things. And if you don't know how to read it, it can be confusing. Hopefully we can succeed in helping you understand your transcript a little better today. There's several important parts. I'll go through them one section at a time so you can understand it a little better. Some of the things we'll go over. And before we even start, make sure it's yours. Check up on the left-hand corner, make sure it's your name, okay? All the information is correct, your grade, your date of birth. That information is the first thing you look at, okay? So we'll look at our classes, grades, and credits, graduation requirements, semester and cumulative GPA, and Oregon Essential Skills. Okay, so looking over some of the areas on your transcript, what you'll notice is that the courses that you took over the past couple of years will be listed. By the time you're a senior, it should look somewhat like this. You'll see on the top left, certain classes you took in middle school will transfer over to high school and give you high school credit. That's the first thing you can look at, the top left under your information. Going down a little further, credits are given by semester. So there's 2 semesters in the year. So typically you'll have 2 listings for your first half or first semester of 9th grade, second half or second semester of 9th grade. And if you look at your courses listed in parentheses, if you see an S1 behind the course name, that stands for semester 1. After that's your grade, and after that's the credit that you received for that. So it's like getting paid for work. You need $50 to get your high school diploma. For each semester, that's how you get paid. Look at it as like money. For 1 credit, it's like $1. And that's how you accumulate to pay off for your high school diploma. Okay, so looking down a little further, once again, the student took wellness, S2 in parentheses, that stands for semester 2. So that's a quick way to delineate or understand what semester you're looking at. Looking a little further, that 3rd section where it says grade 10. So the student started grade 10, year of the grades were received in January of 2019. Once again, that's another indicator of first semester that's completed. And if you look a little further down, just to validate that, that's S1. So we're looking at semester 1 again. Now, the interesting thing about your transcripts, what you're going to notice, last year was a unique year. So if you look, grade 10 is actually broken up into, actually for this student, it's going to be grade 11. Let's go a little further. On the top right, first semester is listed as normal. Look under that, it says state COVID closure. So instead of a semester, you're looking at a quarter. So there's grades listed for 3rd and 4th quarter. And if you see that, that might confuse some students. So just make sure you're looking at semesters, but if you see that anomaly, that's because of COVID, and we were issuing grades and credits by quarter during that period. So that's going to be the one difference probably you'll notice on your transcript. Going down a little further, the student just got their credits and grades for grade 12, okay? And by the end of this year, they'll complete their credits for graduation. All right, looking at graduation requirements. On the top right, when you look at your transcript, this is probably another very important section for you to understand. Looking at the different subjects, it'll list all the subjects you need to get your high school diploma with, starting with EN, or the code for English. What's required is 8 credits. This student completed, if you look at the very top of that 7, CMP means completed. To the right of that, DEF means deficient. It's not a bad word. It just means what's left. What do you need to graduate with? This student needs 1 credit left in English, okay? Which hopefully they'll get the second semester and they'll be done with English. Hopefully, most students, by the time if you pass most of your classes, or if not all, hopefully all, by your senior year, you won't need that many credits, which is like exemplified by the student. The student needs 1 credit in English. And if you look down that deficient column, if you look, there's all zeros until you see that 1. Okay, and if you look to the left, that's under service learning. So this student needs to complete 1 in English, 1 in service learning, and that equals 2 credits at the very bottom, and they'll graduate. For the class, your class, typically it's 100 hours for service learning. You'll only need 25 credit or 25 hours to complete that service learning. Okay. Semester and cumulative GPA. This is very important for a lot of students, especially if you're college bound. You want to know what your GPA is. Colleges are looking at your courses that you took, seeing how you challenge yourself, level of courses you took, and of course, GPA is very important. Okay. So you look at the column down towards the bottom of your transcript. The unweighted GPA is just like a raw number for all the courses you took and the grades you received. It's averaged out. That's your unweighted GPA. That's what that means. It's just a raw number without points given for any AP classes you took or any honors classes you took. This student, for their unweighted GPA, received a 3.46. If they've taken, or any student have taken honors or AP classes, they get extra points for every course they pass added to that GPA, that raw GPA, and heightens your GPA, which is good. So this student took several courses which improved their GPA overall to 3.53. You can also break it down by semester and by grade level, okay? You can take a look and see which one was your best semester or which one was your best grade level. You can reflect, see how you did well. What did you do that year that improved your GPA? If your GPA is a little lower other semesters or other grade levels, you can reflect and say, what happened that year? What did I do that kind of dropped my GPA a little bit? And if you're targeting to improve your GPA, these are the questions you want to ask. Junior year is very important. That's the year most colleges are looking at your application. You kind of want to challenge yourself and do very well your junior year, okay? Okay, looking a little further down. Once again, reviewing, right above that square where it says, or rectangle where it says Oregon Essential Skills, it's broken down by letter grade and point system. So A, once again, is 4.0, going all the way to the right. You can see the breakdown. At the extreme right of that row, you can see P, which is 0.0. That's not a true reflection of the value of that. A 0.0 actually means now. So that's really kind of a misnomer on that listing. P doesn't give you a value towards your GPA. Okay, a P is a pass, and that's all it does. Looking down lower, Oregon Essential Skills, the student that met 2 of the subject areas, typically measured by the PSAT and SBAC during junior year. Didn't happen this year. So this year's class, you don't need to worry about it.
All right, so thinking about your path after high school, you know, the beautiful thing is that all of our paths can be completely different, and that's totally okay. But we want to have you start thinking about, okay, what is my next step after high school? Maybe that's an apprenticeship or vocational or a trade school program. Maybe you're planning on enlisting in the military or attending a 2-year community college before transferring into a 4-year. Maybe you're wanting to take a gap year to travel or, you know, save money. or maybe you're just wanting to go straight into the workforce. So all of these are great options. We just want you to start thinking about what makes sense for your path. So last week you worked on your PEP, or personal education plan. And something that we're wanting you to reflect on this week is your strengths, which you've identified, and what classes at Ashland High School might match these strengths. So if you're someone who really enjoys, working with your hands, maybe thinking about and looking in the course catalog at different classes like our CTE, career and technical education, where classes that offer you to work with your hands. So like mechanics or woods or culinary classes. So yeah, just think about what your strengths are and then how you can expand upon those strengths. Okay, so also something really important to consider when you're thinking about what classes you're taking next year is you're looking for balance. So next year as seniors, not only will you be doing your classes, but you'll also be, for some of you, applying to colleges, applying for scholarships, applying for vocational or trade schools, maybe looking for jobs. So consider, what next year is going to look like for you. If you're going to be playing sports, are you planning on auditioning for a play in theater? Are you planning on doing clubs? How much sleep do you need? How much exercise are you wanting to upkeep in your life? How much homework will you have? And obviously a big one is those career and college goals. So now we're going to talk about college prep versus AP classes. So the cool thing about Ashland High School is any basic course that you take is actually college prep. And then the AP classes, you'll see when you're forecasting, they actually say AP before the course title or in the course title. So what should you consider as you plan your schedule for next year? Thinking ahead, we really recommend that you only take a max amount of 3 AP classes during your senior year. If you want to take just one, that's totally fine. But again, we recommend that you don't take any more than 3. And if you're really wanting to, try to bump up your GPA, or you're just interested in taking additional AP courses, that has to be approved through our admin. So real quickly, some of the pros to taking those AP classes. Obviously, you can get college credit if you choose to. The academic rigor is more challenging. So if you're someone who really wants to be challenged, that might, persuade you to look into taking AP courses. And then if it's an area of interest, obviously that might persuade you or steer you into taking an AP course. Also, if you're wanting to improve upon your GPA or, boost your GPA up a little bit, that's another reason that you might want to take an AP course. Some cons. So again, senior year can be really, really busy and hectic for a lot of students. So if you're taking even one AP course, think about that you'll have less social and activity time. You will also need to complete the summer homework packet, and there's going to be more homework during the school year as well. So today, all of our AP teachers are offering AP information sessions, and this was sent out to you in an email so that you have the links, the times, all that good information. So if you're interested in AP psychology, then you would want to join that Zoom link with Mr. Rocher, and you can learn all about that course, and he can answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our Ahs Course Catalog now. As juniors, you all are going to have a lot more choice in how you schedule classes next year. You'll have more elective choice. You'll be able to kind of personalize your science. You're going to personalize your English, those kinds of things. So it's really important that you know what you're choosing. And the course catalog is your resource for that. It has a description of all of the classes. You can find this course catalog in your email. As we've mentioned many times already today, you received a link. In your email, you've received a link to the course catalog, a transcript, a 4-year plan, all sorts of things that you can use for this presentation. So here's the link. Go ahead if you want to move along with us and pull up the course catalog. I'm going to draw your attention initially to the table of contents, because the table of contents kind of is that overview summary of everything that is in the course catalog. I've chosen to highlight page 4. The table of contents spans page 2 to 5. And the reason I've highlighted this is because I really want you to understand how you might see courses organized. So first of all of our departments are alphabetized. Okay, so that's why you see math and then PE and then science in that order. Then the courses within each department are also alphabetized. So it may seem a little bit strange to some of you to go into math, and the first math you see is AP Calculus, which is actually the highest math you can take here at Ashland High School. But remember, your math somewhere, if you're not in AP Calculus, is still included in there. It's just listed alphabetically. All right, so a really great feature of this year's course catalog, given that we're doing everything digitally, is that you can click on the course title and go directly to the description of the class. So this is going to save you a lot of scrolling time. In our previous catalog, it was not nearly as fast as and as efficient as it is now. Okay, so once you click onto a class description, you come to the class description, actually, and you're going to find a number of features under each description. You're going to find the name, for instance, in this class, French 4. You're going to find the Power School name, also French 4. That's the way it's going to be listed in your Power School. You're going to find the length. This is a full year class. A lot of our electives are semester-long classes. The credits you'll earn, and whether or not you will need to take a prerequisite. So for those of you who don't know what a prerequisite means, it means that there is a class, or maybe 2, that are required to take before you enroll in this class. So obviously this is really important, especially as you move on as a senior and you are taking more advanced classes. Okay, at the top of each page in the course catalog, there's a little tab that says Return to Table of Contents. And when you click that, it does exactly that. It returns you right back to the table of contents. This way you can navigate throughout the course catalog really quickly and efficiently, as I mentioned before. All right, moving on. We want you to pay special attention to math and science. These are kind of particular core content courses for you. As seniors, coming up on seniors, we highly recommend that you enroll in a math and science, a 4th year of math and science. You need 3 years of math and science for graduation. Colleges like to see 4. With math, you will actually be enrolling in the math that your teacher has recommended for you. You will probably know that at this point as a senior. Science as well. Usually your science teacher by this time will have spoken to you or you will have completed the science forms as they're doing this year instead of having the small discussions that will set you up for at least 2 recommendations in science. Remember, students at AHS are allowed to take 2 sciences if they would like, but we do want you to get approval from your teacher to do so. Okay, moving on to your English selectives. Since you're juniors, you know that you do have choice during your junior and senior year. This year, we are offering you, I believe we have 9 choices. That's a lot, as you might imagine. So we really want you to make a thoughtful decision. On your form, your forecasting form that you will be filling out next week, you're going to identify your first choice, English elective, and then you're going to list an alternate. So we do want you to learn as much about these classes as you can. We know a lot of you talk to your friends, which is wonderful. Your teachers may be recommending classes for you also. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a video that we've put together with all of the selective teachers providing a little bit of an overview of their class. We really want you to hear from them. And again, think about who you are, think about your interests, think about your strengths, and choose thoughtfully. 2 English selectives won't be listed on this video, and those are AP Literature and AP Composition. And the reason they're not listed is that you're going to have an opportunity today to attend informational sessions with those teachers, Mr. Abrams and Miss Martin. All right, so let's go ahead and watch the video.
Hey students, my name is Vanessa Heckman and I teach creative writing and literature. This is a year-long class where you'll write creative pieces in many different genres, ranging from gothic horror through to spoken word poetry. That's just a couple. Each unit focuses on a different style of writing, and we'll look at published examples and generate our own topics for writing through many different writing activities. Then we'll try out writing in that style. So this class is a great one for you, a good option for you if you already enjoy writing and you want to expand on your existing skills and try out learning some new techniques, some new ways of generating ideas, and trying out some different genres. And if you're completely new to creative writing, then this is a really good class to begin and get some ideas and improve your writing. Thank you.
My name is Shane. I teach literature of oppression and resistance as an English selective. We read literature that helps us better understand the world that we live in, the systems of oppression that structures it, and the ways that we can fight against those systems of oppression. I'm going to hand it off to some students who are going to tell you why you should join us.
Hi, I'm Ash, and I suggest this class because you get an eye-opener to the realities around in America.
My name is Zoe Hesacker, and I recommend taking this class to open your mind to thoughts and ideas you hadn't considered before and engage in fun discussions in a safe and inclusive environment.
My name is John Shower, and you should take this class because Shane allows us to discuss freely between ourselves our thoughts and ideas surrounding everything that we cover, from racism to ableism to many other things.
My name is Cruz McNamara, and I think you should join this class because this class reveals the constructs of our society that aren't apparent to the naked eye, and to brainstorm solutions together to bring our community closer together.
Hi everybody, my name is Miss Case. I teach the literature through sociology class. It is an English selective for 11th and 12th graders. Sociology is the study basically of individuals in society. So we'll take those concepts, those sociological concepts, and we'll use them as a lens to analyze the short stories and novels that we read throughout the year. So just some of the things that you will pick up in this class and learn. We'll talk about culture, societal culture and different norms. We'll talk about how society shapes individuals, and then also how those individuals shape and construct society. We'll talk about challenging societal norms and what that looks like in terms of acts of deviance and why people act out and challenge those norms. We'll talk about how we as individuals are shaped by the interactions that we have. And then second semester, we'll explore different issues of class, race, and gender. And again, we'll take all of that and we'll go more deeply into it through the literature that we read. So this class also offers an RCC credit, so it is a dual credit class. The RCC credit is at no cost to students, and so that's a real benefit. So if any of this sounds interesting, then this might be the class for you. And if you have questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. So I hope to see some of you in the fall of 2021.
Hi, I'm Betsy Bishop, and I teach English 11-12 as a selective. This selective can be taken for either college or non-college credit. Each semester, students may choose their own books after a designated genre is given, like biography or nonfiction or fiction. All students will write journals, short response pieces, as well as short research essays with open choices under the subject studied. So the class will read assigned books, short stories, plays, and poetry. Our projects will include songs with poetic devices, interviews with people from another generation, and write your own short story. And all juniors and seniors, of course, must pass the state assessment in both reading and writing. It's fun.
Well, if you're interested in politics and lit next year, my name is Mr. Bowling and I teach the course. It is primarily in the first semester kind of a philosophy and literature class, and then we move on to politics and lit. And in philosophy and lit, really we ask the questions like, what's moral? What's ethical? How do we determine those things? How do we engage in our society in an ethical way? So we'll do a lot of reading, particularly reading people like Hobbes and Locke, a little bit of Montesquieu, and then we'll try to apply those ideas to a variety of novels and plays and short stories. You do have access to SOU credit if you're interested. However, if you decide to take the class for SOU credit, there'll be an additional assignment. I do need to warn those of you who are hesitant to speak out loud in class that this is a class that's heavily engaged in conversation, and you'll be expected to participate, and you'll be graded on your conversational participation. So, if you're interested, it's a great class. The world is about politics. Life is about the exchange of ideas, and it's about, well, there's a definition of politics. Who gets what, when, and how. And if you think about that, that's like government, relationships, everything. Everything is really about this engagement with one another. And that's what Politics and Lit examines.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Healy, and I will be teaching Women's Lit. Women's Lit is a fantastic class if you're looking to find your voice, to speak your truth, and to learn how to write the things that matter to you. We will be covering women's history and cultural histories of non-binary folks in the United States and in the entire world. We will cover poetry, song lyrics, a play, a novel, and you will really learn how to say what it is you want to say. I'm a firm believer in academic rigor and psychological comfort, so this is a class where we will work intensively together in class, but it's not going to be a stressful class with a lot of homework. So you will be relaxed and you will learn a lot. Thanks.
All right, so we also wanted to mention some of our newer electives. In years past, students usually hear about electives through their friends and their teachers and their classmates. This year, a little bit less so. So we want to encourage you again to read through the course catalog thoroughly, looking for electives that kind of jump out at you. And then if you want more information on those, even beyond the course description, you can ask a friend, you can ask a counselor, you can ask the teacher who's teaching it for a little more information. But it is important, again, that you choose thoughtfully. This is your opportunity for free education. From this point on, we're going to be paying. You're going to be paying for your education. So this is really your opportunity to explore different content free of charge. Speaking of which, we also want you to think about our career technical education electives. These are electives, as you can tell, that kind of bunch in certain categories, and they're typically categories that connect with career paths, very specific career paths. For instance, hospitality and tourism. You would be taking our culinary classes to move forward in that career path. And our business management and administration, you might be interested in our advertising class for that career path. So we're going to go ahead and show you another video to provide you with some more overview of what these classes are about.
CTE is the best part of the school day.
Learn and apply new skills in project-based classrooms. Become passionate about something at school.
Career technical education is probably the most valuable thing we can impart on the high school level.
It's a creative outlet for energy that you have, and it's where you can learn really useful skills that you use your whole life as a hobby or even a career.
All right, before we move on, I also want to bring up our early college credit classes. These are classes, we also call them dual credit classes. These are classes that will earn you both high school graduation and college credit. The list of our classes is shown on page 14. Please spend some time looking through those as seniors. It's well worth your while to enroll in at least one or two of these and begin earning college credits and moving toward your college degree, either your 2-year degree or your 4-year degree. If you do choose a few of these classes, please check in with your counselors in the fall, because we can work with you to make sure that you're getting the credit through the institution that we get the credit through. For instance, Rogue Community College or Southern Oregon University or Klamath Community College.
Okay, thank you, Diane. For questions that you as a student might still have, can seniors take one more or more than one out? The answer is yes. Talk to your counselor. How many classes should seniors forecast for next year? Obviously, given that it's an 8-period schedule, 6 classes per semester, so you can have 2 outs. Do AP classes earn more credit? No, they don't earn more credit, but they do give you more weight, as we talked about earlier, or more points to your GPA. Are there other classes I can take at Ashland High School that will earn college credit? Yes, dual credit, or early college classes. You check course catalog for specific classes that are offered. Can I take something like cinema, for example, twice or more than once? Yes. Once again, when you read the course catalog, it'll say after the description, course is repeatable. That means you can take it again and still earn credit. Does driver's ed count for elective credit? Yes, it does. Once you've completed the training or the course, bring in the certificate to the main office and they'll give you an elective credit for that. Can I sign up as a TA or a teacher assistant? No. You have to wait at least until the first week of school or classes are started. Get a form from the counseling office, take it to the teacher that you want to be an assistant for, have them sign it as an approval, bring it back to your counselor, and we can schedule that into your class schedules. At this point, if your parents or guardian have more questions, there's going to be an information night next week, Wednesday, March 17th, between 5:30 and 6:30 on Zoom. You'll get the link in your email. Okay, now coming to the 4-year plan. As a senior, it's okay if you just complete grade 12, the last section. If you want to, you can complete all 4 sections. Once you're done with that, go ahead and upload it to my drive on your SCORE account. Email a copy once you're done to me or Ms. Berry or Mr. Vino, your counselor, and at the same time, CC your parent and let them know what your plans are so they can have a conversation with you if they need to. They do need to be in the loop as far as what you're planning to do and what your goals are. Be prepared to make your final course selections by next Wednesday.
Okay, thank you all. A big reminder, Maurice emphasized, be prepared to make your final course selections next Wednesday. We want all of you to be present and ready in advisory. This is your opportunity to fill out your forecasting forms and select your courses for your senior year. Those will be due the Friday following, before spring break. So we have a tight turnaround here. We're going to need you to do all of your research over the next week. Make sure that you are making informed decisions. Reach out, ask us questions, talk to peers, talk to your teachers. We're really, really looking forward to coming back for your senior year in a typical in-person way. Looking forward to supporting you with your next chapter of plans. Thank you very much.